There are different types of breeding. It could be breeding with bull, with natural mating, artificial insemination, the conventional, or can be the fixed-time artificial insemination. So the difference is when they use bull only, usually they use the bull the whole year. Pregnancy rates in that management is around 40 to 50% in 12 months. First, the pregnancy rates are lower, 40 to 50 is not that high. It becomes a bit harder because you will have calves every single month with different ages, with different weight, etc. So that's comparing natural mating with fixed-time AI that we do using ultrasound, using a combination of hormones to make the cows to go in heat and ovulate at the same time. We breed them in a short period. So the advantage of breeding animals in a short period is that they will be calving also in a short period, and you will be weaning the animals also in a short period. You will be managing homogeneous groups that require similar diet, similar inputs, so that there will not be competition between the animals. A big animal pushing a small animal because they eat more or they are stronger, they are bigger. Many advantages in operational aspect. Most importantly, the genetic improvement that you don't have with bull, because if you use the same bull every single year, you're not improving. The genetics are still the same. Probably the father will breed the daughters, which is inbreeding. That's bad. All the features, all the traits will become not that good, and then you don't have a change in the bloodline. With fixed-time artificial insemination, we can introduce new genetics according to the traits that you want to improve in the farm. Let's say fertility or milk production, more kilograms at weaning, more kilograms at yearling. The thing that you cannot improve.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Well, I'm Alfonso Serrano. I'm from Colombia, but I'm based in the Philippines for 7 years now. I'm the Chief Technical Officer of Bonova. Bonova is one of the first companies to provide services and products for the cattle industry in the Philippines. Our core service is actually reproduction, so assisted reproductions. Try to do artificial insemination, ultrasound, embryo transfer. At the same time, we support farms that they want to improve their operations, or idle lands, or people that would like to or be interested to go into the cattle business. Now we did a pre-selection of the group of cows and heifers that we will be subjecting to FTI in January 2024. So in advance we check by ultrasound the reproductive tract to check abnormalities, to check the fertility. We measure how's the fertility based on the ovarian structures. And abnormalities like endometritis or pyometra, in order for us to correct it before we start with the breeding program. So now we set the schedule, we set the pre-candidates for the program. Anyway, on the day 0 of the program in January, we will be doing ultrasound again, just to check the current status by that time. But now it's like a pre-selection. Potential.
Cervix.
Normal. Open SF.
Open SF. Cervix.
Normal. Cows after calving, if it's an assisted calving or retained placenta, they tend to develop some abnormalities, reproductive abnormalities. So in this case, we found endometritis, which is inflammation of the endometrium. We find some content there. And as I was telling the owner, if we try to breed that animal, and if there is fertilization inside the uterus, the embryo will not be able to develop because there's no the right environment for the embryo to grow, right? There's some fluid, some tissue still from the last calving. And then the pyometra is actually worse. It's infection in the uterus. Pyometra means pus inside the uterus, so we need to use antibiotics. We need to bring that content out and try to recover the condition of the animal for January breeding. So this is like a correction. Sometimes the farmers, they see a cow that is never getting pregnant, or like long calving intervals, but it's because they really don't check, or they use palpation, which is not really accurate for detecting abnormalities. With ultrasound, it's really easy to check, really easy to correct, and instead of calling a cow that they say is not getting pregnant, because they are not checking, they are not diagnosing properly, we can just with an injection correct it and recover the cow for breeding. Open BF.
Cervix.
Quite small. Yeah, well, there are different types of breeding. It could be breeding with bull, with natural mating. It can be artificial insemination, the conventional, or can be the fixed-time artificial insemination. So the difference is when they use bull only, usually they use the bull the whole year. So the bulls stay with the cows the whole year. Pregnancy rates in that management is around 40 to 50% in 12 months, right? And they will have calves of different ages because if they have breeding for 12 months, they will have calving for 12 months also, right? So first, the pregnancy rates are lower, 40 to 50 is not that high, is in a whole year. And then the management, it becomes a bit harder because you will have calves every single month with different ages, with different weight, etc., instead of having an homogeneous group. So that's comparing natural mating with a fixed-time AI that we do using ultrasound, using a combination of hormones to make the cows to go in heat and ovulate at the same time. We breed them in a short period. So the advantage of breeding animals in a short period is that they will be calving also in a short period, and you will be weaning the animals also in a short period. That's very advantageous because you will be managing homogeneous groups that require similar diet, similar inputs, similar feeds, etc. There will not be competition between the animals. A big animal pushing a small animal because they eat more or they are stronger, they are bigger. So there's no problems on that. Many advantages in operational aspect, mainly in management, but most importantly, the genetic improvement that you don't have with bull, because if you use the same bull every single year, you're not improving, right? The genetics are still the same. Probably the father will breed the daughters, which is inbreeding, right? That's bad. All the features, all the traits will become not that good, and then you don't have a change in the bloodline. With fixed-time artificial insemination, we can introduce new genetics according to the traits that you want to improve in the farm. Let's say fertility or milk production, more kilograms at weaning, more kilograms at yearling. Depends on the traits. So the thing that you cannot improve using the same bull every year. FTI has been developed since the 80s probably, so it's around 40 plus years in South America, in US, Canada, Australia, but mainly in South America. We use a lot this technology, ultrasound, but it has been challenging in the Philippines because it's kind of new. So it's a learning process, not only for us, because we need to convince or to convince a person to go into this. We need to teach them first what are the benefits. To invest time in teaching or showing what are the benefits. So, and it's a learning process also for the farmers, for the owners, because every year is different. The first time, probably the expectations are higher, and then with the time, they realize what are the advantages, and also the requirements, because not everyone will qualify. Not all the farms will qualify for this. There are simple requirements like nutrition, like health, reproductive health, simple recording, some facilities, etc. So the idea is to explain them what's required at the beginning for them to achieve what they expect. Well, for starters, for farms starting operation, I will say to start organized, to don't make mistakes that can be very expensive, and for existing farms to improve fertility, to improve pregnancy rates, conception rates, more calves in less time, because our idea is to make them produce 1 calf per cow per year, better genetics, more calves at the low cost possible. Open SF.
Open SF.
I invite everyone to try new things, to think what will be better in the farm, to evaluate first in what they are failing. If they are failing in feeding or in reproduction, in genetics, in the market. Actually, reproduction is the base of all. If they don't have calves, there's no business, right? So I invite everyone to try new things, new tools, to listen and to learn that many things can be done besides the traditional management for them to have higher income and easier management, easier operations. Potential.
Cervix.
Normal. Open SF.
Open SF. Cervix.
Normal. Probably the farmers, the owners, they think that what they've been doing for 40, 50, 60 years is correct, is appropriate, just because everyone does the same, right? And for them, sometimes it's okay just to produce 1 calf every 2 years, just because someone else or everyone else produce the same, right? But because they don't know that the potential is higher, using some tools, different tools, some technologies, they can make it shorter. They are a bit scared also of trying because they are scared to fail. We are trying also to change that mindset, to try new things, but they will believe until they see. Well, that's why, because I came here for a project with the government. The project ended, but then I realized that there is so much potential and so many things to do, so many needs, and lack of knowledge also from the farmers. Is still a very traditional management in many aspects in cattle. So I think these new tools, these new technologies, biotechnologies, should help to the cattle industry to improve performance, to improve income, to improve in the Philippines, exactly. Because the Filipino farmer is kind of traditional, so we are trying to change that mindset to try new things, so they will see profit and benefits in the operations.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.